we're like a turtle on a fence post. If you ever find a turtle on a fence post, he did not get there by himself.
Right.
He had some help somewhere, and you certainly did.
Well, my story, I was sitting down with somebody to write a book about my life, and we're going to do that in the near future. But we were talking, and as he started out, he says, where'd your mom and dad first meet? Let's go back to your mom and dad. And I thought about that for a second. I said, well, my story really doesn't begin there. My story begins with an angel that showed up in our family years before that. And I believe in angels. I believe that God puts them in specific places to accomplish the things that He wants accomplished. And my mother, when she was born, my grandmother passed away 2 weeks later after my mother was born from blood poison, from complications of the birth. And my grandfather was trying to raise her and my uncle and another aunt. And so it was really tough for him to try. He was trying to work and raise those kids. Well, there was a lady by the name of Miss Grills from Nashville, Tennessee, of all things. There had been, she was coming there in Davis Creek, Virginia, which is a place that ain't even on a map today probably. And she was coming there to get the job of being a school teacher at a one-room school. So Mrs. Grills is on her way to that one-room school, and this guy on horseback stops on the road and starts talking to her and her driver, and he tells her the story about, my mother's mother passing away and my granddaddy trying to raise those kids, and he's really having a tough time. And she right then immediately tapped the driver on the shoulder and said, "Take me there. Take me to where God spoke to me and He wants me to go there." She went there to the house, went on by the school. She went to the house and went to my grandfather, and she got there and met him, and she said, "God has told me to come here and help you raise these kids." And then this is a woman that doesn't know him, doesn't know anything about nothing except for what happened. And my granddaddy moved out of the house into a little smokehouse. That's where he slept. And she stayed there and raised my mom and taught my mom the Bible. She knew everything about the Bible. My mama knew things about the Bible from Mrs. Grills teaching her and teaching her about prayer and how important prayer was. And this lady showed up and taught my mom and raised my mother and the other two as well, my uncle and aunt, until my mom was 18 and my mother got married. And then she moved back to Nashville, and there's never been a trace of her ever since. I've been trying to find out about Mrs. Grills. So if you know anything about Mrs. Grills from Nashville, Tennessee, please let me know. We've tried to find out things about her, but that's all we know. She showed up and taught my mom of the Bible and prayed with my mom and taught my mom about praying and how to pray. And my mom became a prayer warrior. And I still feel my mom's prayers going on right today and being answered, thanks to Mrs. Grills, because to me, that's where the story begins, with an angel showing up and doing what God told her to do.
Precious memories.